Plaintiff Matthew Wilcox says while attending college, he decided to drop out and sell marijuana. And although he made a lot of money, he has nothing to show for it now. Matthew claims he decided to pursue a rap career, and he hired the defendant to be his manager. But he's suing him today for breach of contract and emotional distress. Defendant Brian Slight says when he first signed on with Matthew, he wanted him to be successful. However, Matthew ended up putting all of his money into his looks, and now he's broke and sleeping on his mother's couch. Brian claims he fulfilled his end of the contract and therefore owes Matthew nothing.
Start with you.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. To start off, I'd like to rap a little bit to let you know my name is Toxic. They call me Toxic because I talk sick. I'm a
Talk sick?
Yes. I'm a white rapper from Idaho, of all places. I know it's weird for me, too.
You're white?
Yeah. I just found out a little while ago.
You know that? Oh. Go ahead.
However, Your Honor, I do actually make somewhat profane-free, clean music. And I decided actually...
What's the sick part then? I thought sick might imply that you make primarily profane music.
No, that's actually more towards my niche. I'd like to get people sick with my music. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I actually decided in 2004 that I was going to start doing this as an actual career, and if I was going to, I needed to practice it first. So I was actually attending Boise State University at the time and made a mistake of actually dropping out to sell weed. And actually, to this day, I don't have anything to show for that except remorse. However, between 2004 and 2000, no, I did not. I made a lot of money, but it's all gone. Anyway, in 2004 to 2009, I was practicing all my music and actually getting my act together and straightening out my life and such. And in 2009, I decided to make a New Year's resolution, actually make an active attempt to go somewhere with my music, to actually see if I can make it. And as well, I decided I needed to write down goals because it's easier to achieve goals if you write them down. So I decided I wanted to start working out, become physically tan and muscular and attractive. And well, I think my mom agrees that I might have actually achieved that goal.
That's what all rappers want to do, so go ahead.
And besides being a famous rap star, I also wanted to be a college graduate in sexology, which I recently actually changed to massage therapy.
Sexology. That's what all rappers want to do, have a lot of sex. They want the body, the six-pack, like they have in prison. That's where that come from too, like these pants hanging down, like prison wear. Now they want the big buff bodies. That's all prisoners have to do all day is lift weights. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. And I actually changed that from sexology to massage therapy. And if it pleases the court...
Yeah, they want to do that in prison too. Go ahead. And I don't want to pass judgment or... give the wrong impression of all bodybuilders or all rappers who want their bodies buffed up. But it's been my understanding from talking with a lot of prisoners and a lot of rappers who've been to prison that that's where that came from. Go ahead.
Well, another goal that I had was to actually have some of my music played at all of the top 4 highest grossing bars in Idaho, which I did achieve that. And stemming from that, went to a little bit of radio play. And then my major goal that I had was to actually do a really big performance, which Scott had actually helped me do. Okay. Which was this year, January 3rd at 4:46 p.m. I performed my Boise State song, Holding It Down, in front of 10,000 people live on TV.
Well, let me allow him to give some background. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. First off, I just have to say, to sum up Toxic in one phrase would be GTL. That's gym, tanning, and laundry. It's basically all that he's really cared about. He's put all of his effort into his looks and things, and he thinks that I'm responsible for those. But it wasn't about the music. I really felt like it was more about he wanted to be cool, go around downtown.
Fit into the culture.
Exactly, exactly.
Fit into the hip-hop culture.
His music didn't go as far as any of us really wanted it to. I mean, this guy's about as serious as his sweater vest, honestly.
Did he achieve the success that he spoke of?
Yeah, we got invited by the Boise State alumni that I set up to come down and perform for the game. They liked the song. We did an all right trip. We had it all. I had investors pay for everything. I personally $6,000 into this myself with all of my things.
Why did you have to put up money?
Well, he's still sleeping on his mom's couch. I mean, he's 24 years old. And, we go out to the clubs.
The dope man sleeping on mama's couch?
Economic times
He
are
was
hard.
a pretty poor dope man. You're supposed to save some money at least to buy a bed.
All rappers started from nowhere. A majority
Now,
of
those
them.
who started selling drugs, they didn't go back down. They should have. They should go to jail. Jay-Z makes no secret that he was a street kid like many of the other rappers, and was on the street until he could get his music out, and then he left the street life alone. He did it, and he's worth about $500 million.
I think that's
He
where
never was broke. He was never broke again.
That's where I'm going right now, Your Honor. I got
Where
out
you
of
at
that.
right now? you said you were selling weed, and you said you were pretty good at it, and you even said I made a lot of money.
I did.
So what happened?
I got out of it. I didn't want to do it anymore.
And you went into music.
Right. More seriously into music.
Right. So what happened to all the money?
I wasn't going for money initially.
No. The money from the weed. Oh, you weren't selling weed for money?
No, I was.
You really don't know how. You need to stay out of the game. That's not for you. I'm glad you stopped. Let's get back to this. Go ahead.
I personally funded most of our ventures and everything because we go out to the clubs. He did have the top 4, the dance clubs downtown. Well, I know all the bar owners in Boise. It's a pretty small town. I've been in the industry for a while. So I got him played at 7 other clubs. But I really think that most people in integrity, they're a mile long and only an inch deep. At the end of the day, I didn't get paid anything. Out of everything I'd done, I put 6 months of my time. I was working 3 jobs when I started. With the whole
what was the agreement regarding his payment? I'll go back to you.
Okay, with the contract part of it, Your Honor, was that, as a matter of fact, I have a copy of it. Surprise.
Okay, let me see it, please, Doyle.
He thought I was going to sue him with a picture
November
of the contract, Your Honor.
09.
Sorry.
Okay, so what happened with the contract?
Basically, what the issue is, the part I'm looking at is the third paragraph where it says, I, B. Scott Slight, agree to oversee, fund, and support the artist known as Toxic to the best of my ability. I understand the best of my ability part is called a best efforts clause, which is where he's basically stating, I'm not guaranteeing anything, I'm just going to try.
Thank you for the law.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I think I know what the clause means.
Was he right?
Yeah, he's right. He's bootlegging
Google's
pretty
amazing
good.
these days.
Go ahead.
Definitely. Our agreement was, I guess, that if I'm going to be the artist and the artist only, then I need to not be working. I can't be memorizing a menu and memorizing songs and working on performances and so on and so forth.
I have a cancellation of the contract right here.
All right, let's see that. That's what is binding.
This
The
is
most
in
recent contract
that one
is
right
what
there.
is currently binding. All right, this is to be known as express written consent to null and void the contract signed and written on 11/9. Okay. So you're suing for what again?
He was speeding in Arizona.
Because he didn't pay for anything.
How much money do you believe he was supposed to provide prior to the cancellation of the contract?
All of my bills. We had.
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
So
I have
you're
a
quoting the law
copy
to
of.
me. Now you're telling me all of my bills instead of just spelling out. That's what I need. Something
what I
that
have
spells
is
out
the
what
spell
your
out
bills
right
are. And your bills came out to $1,714. Speeding tickets. What do you say to this, sir?
I believe that I went out of my way, and I've done more than I ever needed to do because I spent all of my personal time and money out of my pocket to do this. On the cell phone bill, the $516, I didn't want to pay for his smartphone. I gave him a phone. It was a company phone. It was paid for. He was never a day without a cell phone. I made sure that as an artist, I supported him fully. I rode around, and yes, he was an artist. He sat there. I paid for all the drinks. I even paid DJs to play his music. And then we also went down to the Fiesta Bowl. I had 6 different companies invest in getting us down there.
The cell phone bill, you say you paid for one previously. Why wouldn't you pay for the current?
When I was out of money, I gave him a company phone, so he would still have a cell phone.
So the $516 bill, where did that come from?
I don't know. He was behind on a cell phone bill when I
Okay,
met
do you
him.
have the bill?
Yes, I do.
All right, so if he has the bill, you've paid one already, you agreed to pay his expenses, you would owe for this. Let's move on to the other items. Photographer.
I have an invoice, Your Honor.
It was after our contract was over.
We had
After your contract was over, that means after January 15th. Nope, 12/27. Now, the $300 for rent.
This man has never paid rent to his mom before. I don't know where $100 for 3 months ever came from.
This your
Hence,
mom?
yes,
Come on up. State your name.
My name is Debbie Porter.
Okay. Has he paid you for
He
rent?
has, yes.
Has he paid you $300 between November and January?
No, I've received no money for that rent.
So I'll grant you, sir, the $516 for your cell phone bill, the gym plan for $97 because, as you said, rappers got to look buff or you don't have your street credibility. You won't look like you've been to prison. Photographers, $399. $300, that's what managers do. They help support their clients, their artists, helping them to pay their rent. $400 for speeding tickets? No, that's unreasonable. That's not part of supporting and funding you. That's part of you breaking the law. Now, how much?
$1,312.
$1,312. That's your judgment, sir. Have a good day.